when I launched my campaign, it was about uniting Americans, Democrats and Republicans. There's no issue that should unite us more than this chronic health epidemic. There's no such thing as Republican children or Democratic children. These are our kids. They used to be my friends, agreed with me on all the environmental issues that I've been working on for my whole career. Now they're against me because anything that President Trump does, any decision he makes, has to be lampooned, derided, discredited, marginalized, vilified.
I want to know if you will commit right now that not only will you not go to work for drug companies, you won't go to work suing the drug companies and taking your rake out of that while you're a secretary and for 4 years after. It's just...
I'll commit to not taking any fees from drug companies while I'm secretary.
No. I'm asking about fees from suing drug companies. Will you agree not to do that?
You're asking me to not sue drug companies.
No.
Senator, you're asking me not to sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
Senator Marshall, what happened there? What was going on?
Well, that's a great question. Hard to follow. Those are theatrics. A person that wants to get on CNN tonight, that's what that amounts to. But instead of focusing on what are Bobby Kennedy's goals as HHS secretary, that's what I want to focus on. And the Democrats were not willing to listen to. They may disagree with him on 2 or 3 issues, but surely they agree that our children's health, the mental health of children, is an epidemic type of problem right now. I mentioned a third, maybe 40% of youth have type 2 diabetes or they're obese. So it's hard for me to follow that conversation. I don't think it's productive. Certainly the best thing I could explain is just Trump derangement syndrome. That's got to be it.
Senator Marshall, you're terrific. We appreciate you so much spending time with us. Good to see you. Listen to this.
Thanks, Liz.
Today, Americans' overall health is in grievous condition. Over 70% of adults and a third of children are overweight or obese. Diabetes is 10 times more prevalent than it was during the 1960s. Cancer among young people is rising by 1 or 2% a year. Autoimmune diseases, neurodevelopmental disorders, Alzheimer's, asthma, ADHD, depression, addiction, and a host of other physical and mental health conditions are all on the rise, some of them exponentially. The United States has worse health than any other developed nation.
Okay, that's what RFK Jr. wanted to drill home. He's saying the U.S. government has done nothing to fix the U.S. food supply, making people sick because it's compromised by big food suppliers and big pharma. Joining us now, Dr. Peter McCullough. Doctor, it's great to have you on. What do you make of this, the government conflicts of interest here? America's toxic food supply filled with chemicals, bad ultra-processed food. Can you help break this down for us?
You know, the Senate hearing chamber was filled with RFK supporters, and they wanted to hear about these issues. And you see, he was attacked by the left, the senators on the left, who were really trying to create their own soundbite in order to satisfy their lobbyists, including big food and big pharma. So there's a tremendous opportunity to improve the health of the U.S. food supply. What Kennedy said, sincerely, is that he is there to carry out President Trump's mission to improve the health of Americans, and part of that is going to be a very detailed and radically transparent evaluation of the quality of the food that Americans eat.
I mean, we're seeing something like 10 million people, more people on Medicaid since before the pandemic. RFK Jr., he also blew the lid off the government, keeping the U.S. food supply sick, keeping people on welfare, keeping them on Medicaid longer and longer, causing costs all around to go up and up.
These are the points that we want to hear about. This is the next generation, and we must take steps now. Nationwide programs to reduce the rates of overweight and obesity, diabetes, these chronic diseases. We need an all-hands-on-deck approach to this dramatic rise in autism in children. 1 in 10,000 when you and I were children. Now it's 1 in 36. The CDC says it's our biggest problem in childhood. And the official word is the cause is unknown. Well, it's time in the next few years to find that cause.
Yeah, it could be what they're eating. Who knows? So dig into it. What did you hear Biden's HHS Secretary Javier Becerra do about any of this? We didn't hear him or see him do much of anything.
The last two, Alex Azar and Javier Becerra, were simply administrators. They did nothing. They showed no interest whatsoever in the health of America. And now, under RFK, HHS is going to take a dramatic turn. And boy, doctors and patients and the public in general are behind him.
Dr. Peter McCullough, always wonderful to have you on. Thank you, too, for joining us tonight. It's great to see you.